Up in the sky. It's a bird.
It's a plane.
It's Superman. Yes, it's Superman.
It's woke.
Right. What did he say?
Have you ever felt like there is something wrong with this trendy little nuisance known as woke culture, to the point that it feels like it's genuinely bad for people, as if it strips them off of all critical thinking and works only with whatever supports any sort of emotional appeal and pressures guilt upon anybody that feels suitable for blaming for a reason known as disagreement? Like it gives that particularly disturbing vibe of chaotic way of thinking that feeds into one's emotions, ignoring every last bit of common sense. And no matter what you say or do, you constantly find yourself simply unable to talk sense into anybody who's woke, because they never want to listen to begin with. They just want approval and validation of their feelings, no matter the cost. Rings a bell, doesn't he? I totally feel you, mate. So what exactly this woke culture is? Well, it's quite the gift that keeps on giving. If by gift you mean a never-ending stream of outrage,
You keep driving, you black spear chucker piece of shit, nigger!
and by giving you mean shoving it down your throat whether you ask for it or not. Yeah, right. Congratulations, you are so totally spot on, mate. It's the cultural phenomenon that's swept across the Western world like a particularly aggressive strain of the common cold, leaving no industry, institution, or innocent bystander untouched. And like that cold, it's irritating, exhausting, and makes you long for the days when things were simpler, when you could crack a joke without needing a solicitor and speed dial to defend you from the Twitter mob.
Hi, I'm Saul Goodman. Did you know that you have rights? The Constitution says you do, and so do I.
Now, let's get one thing straight. I'm not here to deny that social issues exist, or that we should ignore them.
You are so in denial, you need therapy!
Nah. Racism, sexism, inequality, those are real problems, and they deserve serious attention. But woke culture, at least in its current form, is not the solution, trust me. And if there is one thing I excel at, it's spotting a mess and total retards while sipping my tea. After all, it takes one to know one. So why exactly this woke culture is bad for people?
Ahoy, SpongeBob! I've overdosed on ketamine, and I'm going to die!
I guess we're really gonna dive down into this ocean of shit for a bit to find out. Woke culture creates a culture of fear.
You see something? See anything? Fuck, man, I had a horrible dream.
In the land of the woke, the one-eyed man is king. Right up until the moment he says something slightly off, then he's blinded by the Twitterazzi gang faster than you can spell out cancellation. Woke culture has turned public discourse into a minefield, where one wrong step or word can blow up your entire career, reputation, or social life. It's like walking on eggshells, but the eggshells are made of the shattered remains of people who dared to have an opinion that wasn't pre-approved by the Ministry of Acceptable Thoughts.
Charges?
The charges against the accused are as follows: that he did knowingly and in full awareness of the illegality of his actions produce charges against the accused in the presence of the accused.
Take that poor Professor Greg Patton, who got into hot water for using a Chinese word that sounded vaguely like a racial slur. Once again, someone got offended because they thought they heard something they could farm over and get themselves victimized. So the man got cancelled just like that. Can you imagine the level of cowardice? Instead of stepping up for someone clearly innocent, they doubled down on people who obviously sought attention for all the wrong reasons. Motherfucker, he was teaching a language, not auditioning for the role of Grand Wizard! But in the world of woke, context doesn't matter, only feelings do. And if someone feels offended, well, that is your fault, you wanker! It's the ultimate form of emotional blackmail. Apologize for hurting my feelings or I'll hurt your livelihood, bitch. This culture of fear doesn't just silence people, it makes them paranoid. You start second-guessing everything you say, like a comedian at a funeral desperately trying to gauge whether the crowd will laugh or lob tomatoes. In Britain, we used to pride ourselves on our stiff upper lip, our ability to weather storms with dignity and a dash of dry wit. Now, thanks to woke culture, we've got a trembling lower one, quivering at the thought of saying something unwoke. It's exhausting, frankly, and not the good kind of exhausting, like a long walk in the countryside. No, more like the kind of where you've been stuck in a meeting with HR for 3 hours trying to explain why your use of the word manhole wasn't a microaggression. So the next part I'd want to address is how woke culture affects and actually stifles creativity.
Help, step bro! I'm stuck in the laundry!
Comedy used to be about pushing boundaries, which means taking risks, challenging norms, and occasionally offending people for the sake of a good laugh.
I am so sorry to my world. I am so sorry to my world. This is not what we want.
But now, it's all about not crossing the invisible line that moves every 5 minutes. Imagine if Shakespeare had to worry about offending the woke crowd.
To be or not to be, that is the question.
Unless it triggers someone, in which case, sorry Hamlet, you're cancelled.
Gonna cry?
But it's not just comedy that's suffering. Art, literature, cinematography, every creative field is under siege. Artists are now expected to tick a checklist of woke boxes before they even pick up a brush, pen, or any sort of musical instrument. Is your protagonist diverse enough, eh? Oi, have you included a non-binary character who uses they, them and 1,000 more pronouns? Oh, I'm sorry, did you remember to denounce colonialism in the subtext? It's like trying to paint Mona Lisa while someone's standing over your shoulder shouting, "More representation, you fuckwit!" every 5 seconds. The result? Bland and safe content that's about as edgy as a butter knife. We've gone from daring satire of Monty Python to a world where even the most innocuous joke can get you branded as a bigot.
He says he's not dead.
Yes, he is.
I'm not.
He isn't? Well, he will be soon. He's very ill.
I'm getting better.
No, you're not. You'll be stone dead in a moment.
If John Cleese tried to make 40 towers today, he'd be hauled before a tribunal for crimes against political correctness. Woke culture is divisive. Like a bad marriage counsellor, it highlights all your differences and tells you why you should hate each other. Instead of promoting unity, it pits groups against each other in an endless game of oppression Olympics, where everyone's competing for the gold medal in suffering and self-victimization. Or you there, you silly twat, you think you've got it by? Well, I'm a left-handed, gluten-intolerant, non-binary vegan with a nut allergy, bit that, you wanker! This divisiveness doesn't just create tension, it develops resentment. When you're constantly told that your very existence is a problem, whether you're too privileged, too white, or too male, it's hard not to feel a bit miffed.
89% of the time.
You are so annoying.
You are so annoying.
And when you're on the other side being told that you're perpetually oppressed, it's easy to start seeing enemies everywhere.
Perfect.
It's a recipe for social disaster, like inviting Nigel Farage and Greta Thunberg to the same dinner party expecting them to get along. Now that's just silly. Woke culture also reduces people to their labels. You are not an individual with your own thoughts, dreams and, well, Netflix preferences, I guess. You're a cisgender heterosexual male or a person of colour.
You're seeing this shit.
It's like being sorted into Hogwarts houses, but instead of Gryffindor and Slytherin, you are stuck in privileged oppressor or marginalised victim.
Surprise, motherfucker.
And once you're in your box, good luck getting out. The sorting hat has spoken, and it's decided you're a villain based on your skin tone. Oh shit. Charming, isn't he? But listen, here's the real kicker. Whilst we're all busy arguing over whether a statue is offensive or if a tweet from 2009 was sufficiently woke, actual problems are sitting in the corner, twiddling their thumbs and wondering when they'll get some attention. Poverty, criminal activity, illegal migration, and the fact that British trains are still a national embarrassment, those are the real issues that need our focus. But no, we're too busy debating whether Disney princess needs a gender-neutral bathroom. Woke culture is like a magician's sleight of hand. It distracts you with shiny emotional issues, whilst the real problems persist or slip unnoticed.
I am offended that our children are not receiving affordable gender reassignment surgery along with hormone blockers and access to abortions. This alone is a threat to our democracy. It's science, people! Science! Science!
Oh fuck, it's all over me, no! It's all well and good to demand more diversity in boardrooms, but maybe we should also address the fact that the entire economic system is rigged against the working class. Or, you know, that the NHS is creaking like a haunted house in a horror film. But sure, let's spend another week arguing over whether James Bond should be played by a woman, I guess. That will fix everything. And let's not forget the sheer absurdity of some woke crusades. People get upset because a character in a video game isn't diverse enough. Meanwhile, actual human beings are struggling to pay their rent. It's like rearranging the deck chairs on the Titanic while sinking after the iceberg already hit. Priorities, people. To be fair, woke culture didn't spring out of nowhere. It's rooted in a genuine desire to address social injustices, and that's not a bad thing in its nature. But woke culture is like this saying, using a sledgehammer to crack a nut. Effective in theory, but you end up with a lot of collateral damage. And in this case, the collateral damage is free speech, creativity, social cohesion. The list is endless, and all of that boosts anxiety on a global scale. Moreover, woke culture has a tendency to cannibalize on its own.
Hold up. Wait a minute. Something ain't right.
It simply is never satisfied.
Satisfaction.
You can be the most progressive virtue signal rainbow flag waving activist one day, and the next you're being cancelled because you forgot to include a trigger warning on your Instagram post about quinoa. It's a purity spiral where no one's ever woke enough and everyone's just one misstep away from being thrown to the wolves. It's like a game of musical chairs, but with guillotines. Don't get me wrong here, it's good to be aware of social issues, but when that awareness turns into a competition of who can be the most oppressed, it's, like I said before, a sort of reverse Olympics where everyone's vying for the title of most victimized. People just panic and overreact all the time, and that's not a slogan you want on a tea towel or a shower curtain. Have a look at what's happening with Sydney Sweeney being dubbed a Nazi for a fucking jeans advertisement. Is that the world you want to live in, where you constantly have to worry about every single word you say? I'd say fuck that. Damn, what about this guy? Look at him, sporting some good jeans. People have managed to slander even Keanu Reeves lately, easily one of the kindest and purest celebrities in the entire human history. I think the entire woke cult needs a reality check, and they should certainly realize that the world doesn't revolve around minority issues, and even more, it doesn't revolve around them. But they want it to be about them, they want to be oppressed so they can make you feel guilty.
Yeah, exactly. You know, there were times when I was doing Jack that I actually felt retarded, like really retarded.
Like the dumbest motherfucker that ever lived.
Racist jokes seem to have become prohibited against anybody but white people, because according to woke minorities, white people, especially white males, can be trashed all over due to their skin colour and some incredibly distant ancestry. Not only it smells and smears double standards, I think it's utterly ridiculous to blame people for their ancestry when in reality they personally had absolutely nothing to do with any of that. Yes, I'm talking about things like slavery, for example. People really do blame 20, 30-year-olds for that nowadays. Actually, they blame even teens for that now. And you'd be right to ask, how did we end up here?
What the fuck is this?
It seems as though all those people have zero understanding of what racism actually is, and that it's not exclusive to darker shades of skin colour. Happily, things seem to have started shifting recently, and being called a racist or a Nazi is no longer valid. And they no longer trigger people as much as they used to, because they have been overblown and overused everywhere. Common sense seems to be making a bit of a comeback, but it's mainly because more and more people are stopping to tolerate this entire circus of hypocrites. For what is worth, people forget that we are one human race, and that we should try bonding more. Unfortunately, that is just impossible, as it is clearly idealistic, and we all know personal ideals have nothing to do with reality. That, however, doesn't mean we cannot or shouldn't strive towards them, but they are simply unreachable. To put it simply, ideal equals perfect in this context. So you get the idea, why it's not realistic. The core of our vast differences lies in our individual experiences, which not a single other human can repeat or walk through. It's all unique to every single one of us, so we always find something to be not happy about each other and the entire world in a nutshell. Such is the nature of projection, and we cannot help but project our experiences on the rest of the world. So it's important to not forget to keep your cool and hold yourself accountable. That way you can at least be a far more reasonable person and not fall a victim of your own delusions. Woke culture might have started with good intentions, but it's morphed into something that's doing more harm than good. It's time we brought back a bit of common sense, a lot of free speech, and maybe, just maybe, a sense of humour, because that's been dead for a while. If there is one thing that not just Britain but the entire world needs, it's the ability to laugh at itself again. And if we can't do that, well, we might as well pack it all in and let the Americans take over. But let's be honest, they'd only ruin it with their terrible tea. Thank you guys for tuning in. I hope you liked the video and got some useful out of it. I wanted to notify you that I've started streaming on Twitch recently, where I mainly focus on playing horror games that are a lot of fun to sort of go through together with a bit of an audience, because they actually happen to be scary and, even more so, quite confusing at times. But that's not the only thing I do there. I also watch different videos about things concerning various human issues, and ultimately chat with people from all over the world so we can address all these things together and have some fun discussing them. You may find all the links down below in the description, as well as support the channel if that is your wish. But the best way of supporting any content creator is more exposure, which means sharing the videos I make with your mates, friends, pets, annoying neighbours, and frankly, whomever the fuck you want with, as well as joining that silly Twitch thing and practically doing anything that boosts engagement. All of that is highly appreciated, although on the Incels Watch Me, we all know that, don't we? I also have a Discord server for those willing to engage in more personal shenanigans, like watching films and series, playing games together, and improving your English, which is why I created it to begin with, to help people. Either way, thank you for taking your time and giving my video a good spin. See you in the next one. Wait, hold on a moment. There's another thing I need to mention, that this isn't the only sort of videos that I'm going to upload here. For those unaware, I'm an aspiring DJ producer. I mainly play what is in my opinion the most interesting and complex drum and bass subgenre, that is called neurofunk. Just a heads up for those who are not familiar particularly with this beautiful genre. So what exactly does it mean? Well, briefly, I mix fast-paced, cinematic score-induced, heavy orchestral music that sounds nothing short of epic, dark, melancholic, melodic, and generally very intense and emotional evoking, all to be blended into one seamless set of absolute emotional roller coaster of a masterpiece. So before I cover the next topic here on this channel, I'm going to upload my first DJ set in the following weeks, depending on how fast I'll be able to finalise on those little tweaks to make it just as much beautiful and complex to play as it is enjoyable to listen to. I'd very much appreciate you giving it a good listen and see if you may find yourself enjoying it. After all, I've been working on it for almost 5 months, so that would mean a lot to me. Alrighty then, now it's a bye time for real. Until next time, fellas. Never forget one thing though. Ah, fuck. Guys, it's always family, 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 family.